Hello! Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Johnny Baghead, as always. And welcome back. And I have some great news if you were able to get through the Devil May Cry 2 playthrough. If you survived that, we are done with Devil May Cry 2. We are done with the low point. So now we're on to... I don't know why this gets green screened. Probably because of all the color correction I've got going on. Because this is not green, this case. It's like picking up the yellows as green. Oh. I've really got to find some like good tutorial stuff on how to green screen over stream. How to like get rid of all the dithering shit. I know this light being yellow tinted is half the problem, but I still think even if I swap that, I still would have a lot of dithering still. Sorry, getting distracted. Anyway, but yes, it's Devil May Cry 3 time. Specifically, we are playing the special edition. I'm not sure if there is any reason to go back to the base version of Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening. Because, well, if you play the US or US or PAL version, this is going to come up. This comes up a lot. This is going to be the last time it will come up, though, at least for Devil May Cry. They fucked with the game in the US version. And I believe that carries over to the PAL version, but for some reason... Oh, sorry. But for some reason, seemingly related to their whole paranoia about rentals and people finding their games too easy. The NTSC version, they fucked with the difficulty modes, where they took the base normal mode and made it harder than the other regions. Well, I say other regions, but it's probably just Japan. Maybe like other Asian territories got the one based on the Japanese version. I'm not sure, but I know the English copies, yeah, got this modified difficulty level. Partly because there was so much complaint about the difficulty in Devil May Cry 2 being so trivial, and fair enough. But this was still that era where Capcom just thought they were going to lose all their sales to rentals, and I don't know why. Like, I don't think, even when I was renting games, like, there was even that many copies of a game to rent. Usually, because, you know, it was Blockbuster were the ones who did rents mostly. I think other places did, but Blockbuster was the most famous for it, and that was the one that I rented games from. I think it was very rare that they would have multiple copies of a game for rent. It had to be like a really popular one. Like something that was selling like multiple million. And there are games that I brought because I rented them, and even ones that I finished in the rental period, which was rare. But yeah. So what Special Edition does is it fixes it so normal mode plays the same as the Japanese version. And then what was called normal mode in the base version in Special Edition is called hard, because normally they just do like the 4 difficulty levels where it just goes easy, normal, hard, and then Dante must die, not including like the bonus one-hit kill modes and shit like that. And then the hard mode is just called very hard, which is what we're going to be doing today. I was kind of thinking what kind of playthrough to do here, because potentially I could have, you know, done a fresh save and kind of gone through the base progression. But I think, you know, there's so much footage and so many playthroughs of the game that start with fresh save files. And I'm mainly here to kind of showcase like how the original PlayStation 2 version of the game looked. Because as I've mentioned with all the Devil May Cry games we've played so far, the HD versions have issues. But also, you know, to try and showcase something that you probably wouldn't see on a first playthrough. And Devil May Cry games do change like encounters and bosses up at different difficulty levels. And obviously, I don't think in any of the games except for maybe Devil May Cry 2 you can max out your character in the first playthrough. I think there's just, if outside of replaying missions, there's just not enough red orbs. Like, even if you were S ranking missions, I don't think there's enough. But maybe there is some exact science on that. But yeah, so this is going to be very hard, which I thought I had done a very hard playthrough of Devil May Cry 3. But I don't seem to have it, which is weird, because I remember doing it. But whatever. We'll see how this goes. No promises. If it does get a bit too rough, I will I will lower it down. But unlike Devil May Cry 2, we shouldn't run into anything that is cheap or broken or kind of counter to how the gameplay works. So I'm going to try this for as long as I can. Now, I will warn you, Devil May Cry 3 is probably... I'm trying to think of the way to phrase this, because I don't know if execution heavy is accurate. I think Devil May Cry 4 and 5 with the style switching has a much higher execution ceiling, but it's the one that seems to be the most demanding dexterity for me in terms of playing it. Can mess up my right hand and arm, the one that's got my chronic pain issues, this one. So we'll see how it goes, but if I have to like take a break or stop the stream early, that's why. But we'll see. We'll try and get through as much of this as we can. But let's here we go, let's get into it. But here we are. This is a save file that has mostly fully upgraded. There's only like one or two things to buy that I'm missing. But yeah, these are finished. Didn't finish Bloody Palace or anything. Let's look at the rankings. Let's see. So yeah, this gives you an idea of like how good I am at Devil May Cry games. I find it funny I got more A ranks on hard than I did on normal. But we got all secret missions, all weapons, all upgrades, all the styles are fully leveled. So I'm going to try and showcase as much as I can, but don't hold me to it. But here, we'll just get into it. I'm just going to go to the default costume, but I might swap around because we've got sexy shirtless Dante. We've got Devil May Cry 1 outfit Dante, but it's his Devil May Cry 3 model. We've got a variant where it's his Devil May Cry 1 outfit, but without the jacket. And then we've got Spada outfit look. And we'll talk about it, but I think he looks so much like Virgil there. Because in this game, Dante and Virgil's face model and texture are identical. Later, I think from Devil May Cry 4 onwards, they made it a bit slightly different, so they're twins, but they're not exactly identical. You can discern them apart. But here we go. Wish me luck, because I have no clue how this is going to go. But we are playing on real hardware. Here's my PS1 controller I'm using because my PS2 controller is kind of squishy. But it's fine for this game because this game doesn't have analog face button inputs or D-pad or any of that. It's just analog stick.
The legend of Sparta? When I was young, my father would tell me stories about it. Long ago, in ancient times, a demon rebelled against his own kind for the sake of the human race.
He woke up to justice!
With his sword, he shut the portal to the demonic realm and sealed the evil entities off from our human world. But since he was a demon himself, his power was also trapped on the other side. I never believed it. I thought it was just a child's fairy tale.
Oh yeah, Shinamura. I think he's like the main cutscene director they started using from this game on. There it is. Hideaki Itsuno, the legend.
The sons of Sparta. Both of them. Though the same blood of their father flowed through their veins.
Oh yeah, controller rumbles.
Battled each other fiercely like arch enemies.
Fighting so fast we're cutting up the rain.
Some sort of twisted pleasure from this brotherly fighting.
Already over Devil May Cry 2, and even Devil May Cry 1, we've got far improved presentation and cutscene direction.
But in the end,
like, really stepped their game up here.
only one was left standing.
Oh shit! Yeah, put your hair back, mate. So yeah, if this is not clear, this is a prequel game. This is set before Devil May Cry 1. Quite a few years before Devil May Cry 1, actually. I think like a decade before Devil May Cry 1. And I think part of that was just because they didn't really know how to deal with the Devil May Cry 2 story and Dante. Oh, here we go.
Sorry, not open for business yet. I haven't even picked a name for this joint, and I'm already getting calls.
Look at him. When I think about it, I think so much of his personality going forward is from this game. Like, not that much from Devil May Cry 1.
If you want to use the bathroom, help yourself. The toilet's in the back.
You know, that wasn't in here.
Where did you hear that?
From your brother.
Oh. If you remember the Devil May Cry 1 playthrough, that amulet was an important plot point.
Please accept it.
Oh, I've got to do something with my headphone cable. It keeps like resting on my hand in a weird position and it's bothering me. There we go.
Invitation, huh?
Oh yeah, do it, do it. Open that mouth. Ah! I love that bit. His mouth gets so huge. Oh. Oh, well, I guess that's it. There you go. I was talked about this, but this is probably... You see a little bit of it in Devil May Cry 1 in the opening, but this is cutscene Dante, which the best way to describe it is it's probably the full potential of how a person could play the game. Probably besides the taking damage part.
Crazy. Let's rock.
Because if you get hit in game, it messes you up far more than it does Dante. Yeah! Man, you contrast this with like the opening of May Cry 2. In the way Dante is in that game, and they went so completely the opposite direction with it. Oh yeah, this move. I unironically love this move. It's pretty useless in gameplay. But I want it to come back. Yeah, I love that shot. Oh dear. Why'd you cut up your pool table though, Dante?
Don't bet on it.
What a fucking way to open up a game, huh? Look at that. Alright, so, what I am going to try and do for this playthrough is, as much as possible, I'm going to try and stick with weapons and gear as it would unlock, but that's not going to be one-to-one because you start with less stuff than I have here. But, like, I'll move on to using the different guns and devil arms further in when they would have shown up. But, yeah, we'll get cracking. I might at some point, we are running this off the disc, but I'm seeing some of these load times. I might move over to a backup just to make it run better. Oh, well, welcome back, Zandera. Try speedrun the Service Rebellion only. As it will probably come up, because I thought I'd done a very hard playthrough, but apparently I didn't, because I don't have the save file for it. I'm not sure how well we'll get through this. I have to be very careful. I have a chronic pain condition in my right arm, and this game definitely does not agree with it. But it's Devil May Cry 3. I can't not play it. But if you saw the Devil May Cry 2 playthrough we did, this will already look dramatically different. Just the speed, the combos. Because aside from like Stinner, High Time, and Helm Splitter, the sword combos in Devil May Cry 2 were completely different. Oh. Yeah, so that's an example of the different difficulty modes changing patterns. There's enemies showing up in this room that don't normally...
You scared?
Yeah! Oh no. Ooh. So yeah, our dodge button's gone. Like weird amulet, devil trigger system, that's gone. Auto lock on, that's gone. There's still a little bit with the guns. Enemy steps back. That's probably one of the big things that was missing from Devil May Cry 2. There was kind of a replacement you could do, but it was oh. It was a really smart opening level just to give you this room. Just let you fuck around in it. I think that's probably the... Even Devil May Cry 1 has the problem, it starts off way too slow. Probably because it was like early 3D. And they probably just wanted to make sure people could move around and jump. And this game's just like, no, just fight first, and then we'll get to the platforming and moving around.
I can already tell. Looks like this is gonna be one hell of a party.
Yeah. Probably not gonna get a very high letter grade there. Let's just skip through. Yeah, that's gonna be B, yeah. Took way too much damage. Alright. But good start, good start. Alright, I do have a few... I think it's just some items I need to buy. Yeah, I don't... Oh, no, I have them all. No, it's... I did do a Virgil playthrough, and I didn't buy all the blue and purple orbs. It looks like there's one more purple orb. I feel like there should be one more icon. It should go as far as the health bar does, but it doesn't here. Alright, I'm trying to think if I want to stick with Swordmaster or not. You know, because it's early on, we'll try Royal Guard for a bit. And we'll kind of talk about the style system more. So I should talk about the reason I'm doing this on real hardware.
I totally wrecked my shop, and I
Well,
haven't even named it yet.
Oh no.
You're gonna pay for that.
Oh yeah, this cutscene. I mean, if you don't put a jacket on like this every morning, what are you even doing with your life? One thing I do like though is that Dante is a little bit of a klutz. As cool as he thinks he is, he's not actually... Like, the game is not afraid to, like, make jokes at his expense. And I like that. It's definitely a problem a very specific interpretation of the character has, but oh, that's a story for another time. When you've had enough. Okay, so the... Oh dear. So one of the big innovations with this is the style system, where there are like vastly changed gameplay types. Instead of the dodge button, you have a button that's a modifier that does loads of different things depending on the style you have. Also, the taunt button's back, which is nice. Yeah! Oh, that was not a good showcase of what this style does. Okay. Gotta get used to the timing. That's one thing about playing a lot of different Devil May Cry games, is you have to get used to that not every game plays the same. Oh yeah, I should be doing way better here. Ah, ha, 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 ha. That's one of the things that tends to mess my arms up a bit, is the mashing for those combos. I'll explain those when I've got some downtime. Oh, okay. I think I'm... There we go. I parried. Nice. So Royal Guard is I guess it's not fair to call it a defensive style. It's more of like a risk-reward focus style. Where you get the closest thing to like a defense button that the game series ever got, where you have this block, but if you hold it and don't really bother to time around the enemies, it's not that effective. What you're supposed to do is time it with hits. And if you time it well enough, it will completely nullify damage. If you're kind of... There we go. So that's a perfect parry there. Oh. Should have seen that coming. See, that wasn't a perfect, so I took a little bit of damage from that. And if you look at the green orbs above my health bar, you see they're glowing. It's because I've been charging every time you like do parries. Oh, okay, that was badly timed. There are some moves that if you don't time them, it will like break your... There, it'll break your guard like that. And there you go. That's your, like, offensive return move. That one. Where you like, palm thrust and unleash the guard energy from it. But obviously, you're opening yourself up to potential damage if you're not good at timing it. Though it's more forgiving in this game than it is in Devil May Cry 4. Oh boy, Devil May Cry 4, the timing window on perfect parries, I remember being really harsh. Ah, here we go. Looking back at this, I really didn't realize like how much of a step up the cutscene presentation was in this. Obviously, this is far later into the generation. This is like the tail end, like the final year.
It's been nearly a year
of the
since we
PlayStation
last
2.
met. Where does the time go?
Kind of wonder if we're ever going to get any books or adaptations that talk about earlier stuff happening between the brothers here. Oh. Alright, see you later. But it is a good cutscene to talk about, actually. So, I'm playing on original hardware here.
Got some fun planned for me. Right, Virgil?
Because there are a number of issues with the various HD ports. The Switch port does fix a little bit, but not much. Oh, that's a bad rank. That's going to be a C. Oh, no. Okay, that is a B. Definitely taking way too much damage, though. I forgot the second stage is still just like a straight fight. Levels don't start getting a bit longer until coming up here. But there are a couple of effects that are broken in the HD version, such as depth of field effects and blur, which seems to be a common issue with a lot of PlayStation 2, the HD ports. Silent Hill HD Collection is one of the famous ones where the effects are broken, but it's also broken in this. And it's not, it's, you know, the HD versions of these were made in-house, so,
The Timinagru has revived. The Great One, who once ruled this earth.
but also some issues from their attempts to, you know, like, remaster the game. Specifically, they, like, redid the hair textures, but they broke the, transparency. And the models actually look worse. They're using a specific blur effect on the tips to kind of make them look finer than they are. And that effect's missing in the HD version. They also tried to upscale some of the character model textures, but they did it in a really weird way, so they end up looking worse as well. But what we'll do, probably... I'm not sure when. Probably near the end of the playthrough, because it shows some ladder stuff. We'll watch the video that shows all the comparison. If you remember the Devil May Cry 1 playthrough, Virgil is the guy who was the knight you were fighting the whole time, who was possessed. And yep, that's really effective cutscene showing that the boss that you spent a couple of minutes fighting, he killed in one hit. There we go.
I found it.
Of course, had to be a lady on a motorcycle. That's an interesting shape. Alright, now, just for funsies, we're going to go to Gunslinger. So, we'll talk about the main 4 styles, and then we'll talk about the extra ones later. But the 4 styles you start with are Trickster, which gives you, a dash. And they mention it for avoiding enemy attacks, and it is good for that. But I would argue it's a far more useful as a mobility tool. It does have usefulness in it, but it's far better for like closing distance, especially when you level it up. You get air dashes and teleports and things like that. But if you're someone who preferred having the dodge in Devil May Cry 2, and you want one that actually has iframes this fucking time, because the dodge in Devil May Cry 2 is actually kind of useless. This one has tons. Swordmaster just expands all the movesets for all the melee weapons, and this is the style I usually end up using for most of the game. There's a couple like specific missions or bosses where Trickster is a little better, or if you're not comfortable with it. Royal Guard, as I mentioned, is the one where you can parry moves if you time them, and then throw the damage back at them. And then here's Gunslinger, which is kind of very slightly, I think it's probably an over-exaggeration to say that it replicates Devil May Cry 2. I don't think it makes guns any stronger, but it does give you extra gun abilities. So, for example, you see the pistols here can shoot faster. The charge shot from Devil May Cry 1 comes back here, and Twosome Time from Devil May Cry 2, but it is way more useful here. And then we get more rapid fire. Increases, yeah, charge shot again. There is another ability here, but it's not actually shown. And yeah, we get some of the shotgun moves. Fireworks was from Devil May Cry 2. Not Gunslinger, but I think there's another shotgun ability. I could be wrong. We'll look at the other guns as they come up, but I'll use Gunslinger for this level. Just to show it off. I'm not sure how viable doing the whole game as Gunslinger would really be. Because unlike Devil May Cry 2, the guns have the same utility as they do in Devil May Cry 1 this time, where they're more utility. And they're not for just shooting at enemies ranged and doing massive damage. Right, but let's take these guys out first. But you do get increased fire rate. So that does kind of replicate Devil May Cry 1. But there we go. We get that Rainstorm actually is in Devil May Cry 2. It's just useless there, and it's a lot easier to execute. But Gunslinger here is more of a style generator. Okay, no, I'm thinking of Devil May Cry 4 move. Funny enough, there's like moves that Devil May Cry 2 has that come back far later in the series than this game. Oh, yeah, this game is kind of rough on my hands. I won't lie. Oh yeah, I accidentally swap weapons. Whoops. How do you do it? Hang on. There's also an extra move you can do with Ebony and Ivory, where you like put a foot on the enemy and you like shoot directly down. I forget how you do it though. Okay, that's normally where the shotgun is, but I already have the shotgun, so... There we go. Got shit to break again. And you can see, you know, the environments are a lot smaller again, concentrated, more like, you know, carefully made, and they look a lot better as well. Like the graphical... This game graphically holds up really well. Oh, yeah. Some Devil May Cry 1 music there. Yep, those things are back. But yeah, this is normally where you pick up the shotgun. That's why I'm, you know, I stuck with the handgun shotgun right now. Okay, yeah. Next time we stream this, I'll use a hard drive backup. Yeah, I still love the way this game looks. Don't think there's much you could really do to improve the... And I kind of prefer this art style. As good looking as Devil May Cry 5 is, it's not as stylish, for lack of a better term. Oh, got... Oh, yeah. Woo! Just cause. So yeah, if you watch... Also, that's the big change with the style meter, is that they give you an actual gauge to watch. So you know, like, how far into a style you are, and it gives you a lot, like, more communication. Let's get the Cerberus out for a bit. There we go. Oh yeah, I'm not I'm not an expert, very hard Devil May Cry player. Oh. Should not be under there. That's a bad camera angle. So yeah, you can do the rapid fire, but it really is not the damage craziness that it was in Devil May Cry 2. It's very much just for building style. But you have to, you know, rely on your old jump-based dodge system if you're using it. There we go. Woo! There's the charge shots. There we go. The charge shot mainly does do a lot of damage. I think that's probably the main damage boost you get from Gunslinger, outside of the higher fire rate on some guns. Though not all guns. That's the cool thing about Gunslinger, is it's more about expanding guns' movesets than strictly just making them more powerful. And that lasts a lot longer, I think, than it does later on. Alright, let's keep going forward. So, as I've mentioned before, I was a goober. Though, again, it was misinformation on a lot of people's parts. You know, marketing and other things that made me think Devil May Cry 2 was going to be any good. And I hadn't played, you know, Devil May Cry 1 at that time. Alright, I know what's coming up here. So, I'm going to change styles. Trying to think which style I'd want to use for this one. Actually, no, you know what? I am going to stick with Gunslinger. It actually is useful for this fight. But here we go. But when I did try this afterwards, I realized it was better, but oh boy, was I terrible at it. I have that save file, and I don't know if I got past this level. It was either this level or the Agni Rudra boss fight. I could not beat. It took me quite a while to kind of understand what Devil May Cry was expecting of me to start getting good at it.
The likes of you are forbidden in this land. You are powerless, are not worthy to set foot here.
Wow. I've never seen a talking mutt before. You know, in a dog show, you'd definitely take first place.
Look at Dante, actually bad-mouthing bosses again. Instead of having absolutely fucking nothing to say in Devil May Cry 2.
Easy fight.
And again, want to stress enough, most of the team who worked on this are from Devil May Cry 2, including like writers, designers, and everything. It's
showtime.
Yeah! Oh. Probably should have changed second weapon, actually. Alright. Oh, okay, should have sideways rolled there. So the reason why the guns actually, like the gun style would be useful here is this boss will put ice armor on and the guns are what breaks it like the quickest. There we go, see? So you can do this to like... Oh. Yeah, I mean, no longer got the floaty jump, so we can actually jump to dodge again. I wonder if you can hit those back. Oh, he's gone red now. That means he's serious now. Oh. But this also, funny enough, reminds me of that stupid fucking, like, free head boss that I had trouble with on Dante Must Die. And how this is, like, the same kind of overall concept, but, like, actually executed well. Oh. I would say I think I tend to normally do this boss with Swordmaster or Trickster. Oh. Gotta be way more careful. Oh. This could be very close if I'm not careful. Well, it is. Oh dear. I think if you get... Oh. I think if you do the right thing... Oh, no. That's fine. So, this save file, I don't have the gold mode turned on, so I don't have continues, but that's fine because, I should not have gone into that fight with, with Gunslinger on. I'll keep it on for the first part, but, when we get to the boss, I'll use... probably Trickster, and then I'll go on to Swordmaster for the level. Oh. Oh, I still have a Royal Guard equipped. That's fine. There you go. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, I gotta be way more careful. Devil Trigger still heals you, but it's closer to, I think, the rate of what Devil May Cry 1 would have been. Yeah. Oh, no. Alright. Let's try and get through this better this time. See if we can do some more cool parries. Don't really need the orbs too much, but I think getting a certain amount gives you a bit of a better rank at the end. Kind of depending on the game, they want you to go after more or less red orbs. I think Devil May Cry 4 is probably the worst for it, where your orb rank is based on how many of the orbs that you could have possibly got in the level you found. Here, we'll do some nunchucking. And also, unlike Devil May Cry 2, enemies don't really attack from off screen. They usually try to navigate. Oh. Like, the most they'll do is of minor issues. Like, if they start their attack while they were on screen, but you move them off screen and their animation's already started, they will still attack, but they'll kind of lose their aim. I always remember this because there was a time when I used to check out the Devil May Cry subreddit every so often. And there was someone who insisted that this game was actually worse than Devil May Cry 1. And there was a lot of really weird assertions about what made it worse. And one of them was that you could select... There was mission select, so you could farm points from the first level. Just like, you could... There was ways to, like... game the system and farm points in Devil May Cry 1 as well, you know? All you had to do was, like, find an encounter that dropped a lot of red orbs, save, and then restart the mission. Oh. There we go. I think that went a little better that time. There we go. But it is interesting seeing that after Devil May Cry 2, that had a mostly different moveset outside of the command moves. That the devs went back to replicating the Devil May Cry 1 moveset. And that's so with the sword here, which is funny actually, because it is the sword from Devil May Cry 2, the main one you use. But this is the Devil May Cry 1 like main sword combo. This is mostly new, that one. But the crazy combo, which is that one. There you go. Me and Stab came back. The crazy combos, what those are is specific moves that happen if you mash the attack button. There you go, at specific points. But the mashing requirements are actually quite high. Though, the higher your style rank is, the easier they are to pull off. You don't have to mash as high if you're at like S or triple S. Yeah. Just in case. And those are new. And people miss them, and fair enough, because it did make the combo list for the game bigger. But I think like accessibility stuff, and I can personally attest to this because it really fucks up my hand doing them. That the mashing inputs are just it's too rough, and you can't really change it to a hold because there's most of the melee weapons. There's usually one or two. Here's one. See. That has a charge move. Don't think we get the triple version in this one. I can't remember. I have to check the move list again. Oh yeah, so we're using Trickster now. So yeah, so Trickster is this dash move, and no, it can be used as a dodge, and I think that's how a lot of beginner players will use it. It ends up being probably most useful as like mobility and getting around. Like, yes, you can use it as a dodge like that there, but you can also just as easily sideways dodge. Or just jump. But I think where Trickster comes into its own is once you start leveling up and you start seeing that kind of stuff you can do with it. I think, though I'm not doing it here, I believe if you hit the legs enough, it does cause this boss to it does cause this boss to kind of like flinch, and you know, instead of like just going for the head here. But yeah, see, like that's an example of like the invincibility frames and just that not being a thing in Devil May Cry 2. Oh, he's gone red. But we also, because we have Trickster leveled up, we have that teleport. That's really one of the the main things that Trickster's really good for. Is just this button that will just get you right next to an enemy. Oh, and I just got the ice off as well. There. Oh, I wanted to. Okay, I did it once. I wanted to show off some enemy step combos, and I did it there. Where... Oh no, that was terrible timing. So what enemy step allows you to do, and it was in Devil May Cry 1, but it was had a lot more limited usage. Kind of its main use was in one specific secret mission that I missed in our playthrough. There we go. Oh no. Oh, no. Okay, it's been a while. It has been a while. I forgot, Devil May Cry 3. It's a very different beast. I'd still probably say it's the hardest one. From what I've played. Devil May Cry 1 maybe, but... you know, I haven't played enough of the harder modes to say. But yeah, let's try again. This might not be a super long stream, I really don't know. But I can already feel that I've overdone it a bit. Oh, well that was just dumb on my part. So yeah, so now I've got Swordmaster back on. And what that gives us is the circle button is now expanded, a lot of expanded moves. This is always the style I probably end up using the most. Just, I love having the, the extra moveset. For example, we get air sword combo outside of just doing Helm Splitter. Oh, I actually did not mean to do that. There we go. Let's just try and get through this as quick as possible. Because I can feel myself tensing up. There you go. So that was an example of an air height combo. Sorry, enemy step combo. So what enemy step does is it lets you jump off an enemy, which on its own doesn't seem like much, but it resets your mid-air actions, because normally you can only do specific moves like one time in the air. Like you can only Helm Splitter once in the air. You can only do the Trickster dodge once. But if you're in the right position, I think even this combo, yeah, that Sword Master combo, only lets you do it once normally. Oh, I'm playing really sloppy now. And what I was doing on the boss there is you can also use air hike to cancel moves you're doing. Jesus Christ, I'm playing really bad now. Oh dear. Sorry about that. That was just terrible on my end. Probably not concentrating enough. When I get into that fight, I'll try and concentrate this time. But yeah, that it allows you to do some really interesting combos and mobility stuff as well. Being able to like reset your in-air actions. That also includes the double jump, though only certain weapons get the double jump. It's kind of weird in this game. Oh, I forget. Shouldn't be. Whoops. There we go. But yeah, like, normally Helm Splitter is a move that you can only do once, because it just brings you down to the ground. But if you're... in the like, collision box, the hitbox of the enemy, when you press the jump button, even if you're in the Helm Splitter animation, you'll come out of it, and you're able to like gain height again and do some really crazy stuff. Because in Devil May Cry 1, like, you could do it, but it didn't reset that many moves. Like, Helm Splitter couldn't be cancelled with it. Ha 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 ha. Oh no, I got hit out of it. Shame. There we go. Yeah, expect me to get a lot of D's on the damage amount. Can't remember that though. If you want to get high damage rank, you have to get almost hit never. Alright. kind of funny because when I think back to the, you know, first playthrough, getting through the whole game and stuff like that, a lot of these levels seem a lot longer than they actually are. Because when you go at it again, oh, that was just dumb on my part. I'm gonna get the triple S taunt at some point. Oh, I think I misinput there. I was trying to do the taunt. Taunting is also, I'm not just doing it for the style points, it actually is probably like the best way to earn DT. Oh yeah, it's the long combo. Spin, 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 spin. There we go. Crazy, yeah. I did it. Still taking too much damage though. Getting too focused on keeping my style meter up. Alright. Hopefully this will go better this time. I might keep Swordmaster on because I remember it being good for this fight, for the way I play. You can use it to... Let's see, is this a full heal? Oh, it's not. Okay. But you can use this combo is useful for hitting the heads. Yep. I'm gonna swap the sub-weapon or the second weapon. Because it doesn't make too much of a difference, but there is a minor elemental mechanic in the game. Because different weapons do different elements, and some of the bosses are weaker against some and not against others. Also, in case it comes up, because I could see it coming up, why I'm not doing the Switch version that has the style switch in and lets you bring in all weapons into... Instead of just having the 2, it lets you bring in 5 of each. I think I wanted to go for pure experience, and again, I wanted to show how this game looked on real hardware. And though the Switch version does fix some issues, it does not fix everything. And honestly... Oh, hey, you follow! Welcome to the stream, Josh T. Squash. Oh dear, that was bad. Welcome to the stream. I hope you didn't see that. Oh, that was a bad move on my part. Yeah, so this is why Swordmaster's good here, because you can like hit all the heads you're being more careful than I've been. Oh. I'll be not betting on it, but I'll try and get through this attempt. Oh, I jumped too late there. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna give it one more try. There's a chance that I have put this on way too high a mode for my disability, but I've been other Devil May Cry games on Son of Sparta mode. I should be able to do this. Maybe I should be using Trickster instead on this difficulty. I'll give it one more try. But it is one thing I've kind of accepted about playing Devil May Cry 3 with my chronic pain issues, is that I'm never going to beat this game on Dante Must Die mode, and I'm fine with that. I was going to say, I was talking about it earlier, about that weird Reddit post that was like, oh, Devil May Cry 1 is a better game. Oh. And it was, yeah, one of the weirdest posts I've ever read. It ended up getting, I think not only did it get deleted, I think the account got deleted as well. So I don't know if that was like a troll account or if they were just so upset that no one agreed with them. But yeah, they cited level select as a reason, because that lets you farm early. And I find that weird because you can be at max health and it will not, you know, you can farm points and get to max stats. It will not get you through the game any easier. Like, if you're not good at the game, you can't really like power level your way through. Oh, that was the wrong move to do there. Woo! Another thing they cited was enemies attacking from off screen. And I had to confirm. Hey, Doom Manic, yep. I didn't want to put it off. I was like, after Devil May Cry 2, I was like, nope, I need to play something good for once. I need to play a Devil May Cry game that's actually fucking phenomenal. And here it is, even if I'm not very good at it on this difficulty mode. Something else they cited, Devil May Cry 1 had a lot of weird hidden gimmicks with boss fights and enemies where they had, oh, if you hit them this way or you do this move, it will one-hit kill them. And that's a lot of the way you would gain style in that game. Nothing wrong with that, but they're like, oh, because it's more wants you to do combos. Dark Souls, what's that? Scholars of the 3D Pebbles? I forget what the name of the re-release was. Which I forgot. Well, I thought it was just a next-gen release. It actually did come out on the old systems as well, that version. I did not remember that. But yeah, they cited that enemies would attack you from off screen, which is not true. I confirmed it. I like loaded up my save. I was like, I don't think that's right. And yeah, I did like comprehensive testing and confirmed, yep, that's not true. The closest to enemies attacking off screen that this game does is that certain enemies can only move by doing attacks. We haven't seen them yet. And as I mentioned earlier, if an enemy starts an attack, woo! And you like move them off screen, they'll still attack, but they'll lose their target. So if it's like a range guy that normally does like an auto-targeted attack, it will likely miss you if you're moving. Also, one thing they moan about is they said it's too easy to gain style because you can just do one combo with one weapon, then swap to the next weapon and do that combo, and that will get you to triple S, and it's not true, to be honest. Like, you can try it, but after you get to probably I'd say like B or A, it stops working. Because the style system is actually dynamic. If you come in with like a smaller move set, it will won't increase as quickly. Oh, that was a much better attempt. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, scholars of the first sin, that was it. But I'll eventually try Dark Souls 2. It's on the docket. Speaking of, that does remind me, because I didn't mention this. It's kind of a sneaky link I put. If you go onto my channel page and you look at the currently playing tab, I've now linked a Google Doc that has a massive list of games that I'm considering streaming someday. Not all of them will be streamed. It's not if it's on the list, it's definitely getting streamed. A lot of them are just kind of like vague ideas. It's also got stuff I have streamed that's crossed out. It's not, you can't edit or anything like that. You could just look at it, but I think you should be able to comment on it. But if you're ever curious the kind of stuff I'm thinking of doing, you can go look at that doc. Obviously, I'll update it all the time, depending on what's going on. But go check it out, because it is a very extensive list. And definitely unfinished, because for Resident Evil, I just have Resident Evil series listed. I haven't even put the individual games in yet. And just because I know it's a lot of time to write stuff out. The only thing is it was a file I was originally using on my iPhone and Mac in the like iCloud Notes tab, and there was a way to like auto sort the entries. It's like a checkbox list, and I can't seem to do that in on a Google Doc. I might have to do it in a spreadsheet. I can't like reorder the list by alphabetical order or ones that have already been ticked off. So it is a very unorganized list. So just pre-warned, it is not organized in any order really. There's categories and headings, but that's about it. Oh, I should have took the Cerberus katana off. That was the wrong move to do there. Okay. I'm going to try and concentrate for this fight. Oh! That should have counted as a dodge. But yeah, basically this user's complaint was because you can swap weapons to cancel moves, it was like too easy. It was just some of the bizarrest complaints I've ever seen. But then they were like praising Devil May Cry 4 as being like so much better, and it's like Devil May Cry 4 is Devil May Cry 3 with style switching and less weapons. Like it's... like very weird to condemn Devil May Cry 4 for something that Devil May Cry 3 was doing. Sorry, condemn Devil May Cry 3 for something Devil May Cry 4 did. I will get to Devil May Cry 4, don't worry. Oh dear. Okay, this was going to be a very hard playthrough. I don't think I can do it. Devil May Cry 3 is a way more demanding game, just on like the button level and stuff like that. I'm gonna swap back to hard. It's a bit too much for me. Because I can feel it already in my shoulder. You played, what was it? You played Devil May Cry on 5 on PC, was it? You have to let me know when you tried it. I'm curious if that was when it still had the Nouveau or not. Oh, Devil May Cry 3, 5, or 2 FPS, shit. I don't know what kind of PC you have, but consider that, you know, that game ran at 60 FPS on an Xbox One. That is not, you know, cutting edge console material. Okay, let me just... Let's see, what equipment? Yeah, we'll stick with... Yeah, we'll stick with this loadout for now. But, yeah, I'll have to... edit the stream title or something. Whether or not you can play PS4 Xbox One games is about 50-50 on my PC. Oh yeah, you can see the difference already. Just the attacks the enemies are doing, their health. I could swear that I did play Devil May... I thought I finished the, like, very hard mode, though. Like, offline. But I don't have a save file for it. So... Whoa! You can actually examine the environment again, because that was basically taken out Devil May Cry 2. Alright. You can play Dark Souls 3 as Sekiro, but I can't play God of War Devil May Cry. See, I would have thought Devil May Cry 5 would have worked if Dark Souls 3 and Sekiro worked. Because the levels are far more expansive in Dark Souls 3 and Sekiro than Devil May Cry levels. So like, I'm glad I've got like a decently powerful PC now, but I will say, I still think I'm always going to be mostly a console gamer, just because not having to deal with like, hey, this game should run on my computer, but you need specific specs or hardware. Like when we played Mirror's Edge, it was great having it at 60 FPS, but then the fucking physics stuff doesn't work on my card. So as soon as glass breaks, the game tanks to like 10 frames per second. And I like replayed Saints Row 3 and 4 on PC. And it was great seeing them at like that fidelity and frame rate, but oh god, the amount of crashes in that playthrough, in those playthroughs. I had about the same amount of FPS on mid and low graphics. That is very odd. Yeah, and then you have to like look into like Steam forum posts and other websites and try and find someone who's figured out what specific piece of hardware on your computer is like doesn't like a specific setting. Black Ops 3 works well? Yeah, so Devil May Cry 5 should not be that bad then. That is very odd. Because the RE engine that it's built on, like one of the main advantages of it is it's a very scalable engine. Okay. There we go. I might practice a bit off stream. Kind of get back into the mood and try and do more of the game on very hard. Because I do think I could do it. I'm just noticing I'm rusty because Devil May Cry 3 is a very specific beast. And you know, the last game we fucking played was Devil May Cry 2. So I'm definitely... not prepared. Like my original Devil May Cry 3 playthrough, where I was so unprepared I did not get past this boss on normal. And I might have even swapped difficulties, I'm not sure. I might have like tried easy. And yeah, Devil May Cry 2 does not prepare you for the way this game plays. Alright. We've got it this time. Okay. There we go. We actually didn't manage to do this on very hard. Maybe on very hard you can't stun this boss. Pro tip with the shotgun: the fastest way to fire it is to fire in the air like this. Wow, that hit. That's weird. Yeah, I'm starting to think on that difficulty level, this boss just can't get knocked down like that. Oh, nice dodge, nice dodge. Okay, I gotta be careful. I'm trying to do taunts and I'm like messing them up. Yeah, you can see how much better I'm doing on this difficulty level. Oh, that was the wrong move. There we go. Yeah, considering I did that, I should be able to do this boss on very hard.
Who knows? I'm not even sure myself.
Regardless, you have proved your strength. I acknowledge your ability. Take my soul and go forth. You have my blessing.
I think this is also my favorite kind of like lore thing that got introduced in this game, where all the weapons you get are demons' powers, like imbued into a weapon based on the character's personality. Ifrit's not really explained in Devil May Cry 1. I think one of the side novels or something explains where Ifrit's from. Yeah. Look at this crazy weapon.
Too easy.
Not just a normal nunchaku, it's a triple nunchuck. Okay, I'll do one more level. And then... Whew. I kind of want to do more, but I feel like because I wasn't able to do this level on very hard, I don't want to go too far.
Are you going to the party? What's the hurry? Didn't you get an invitation?
Oh shit. Oh yeah, here we go. He's having so much fun in this game. I love it. He's just like so hype about everything he does. Uh-oh, she's got two different eye colors. He must be anime. Wait, Devil May Cry is anime? Always has been.
This just keeps getting better and better.
Yo, Darnay, put a shirt on. Alright, so how do we do? It's either going to be a B or an A. Probably a B. Yeah. Didn't do enough orb seeking, but that's fine. Not really going for any sort of rank or anything like that, just kind of showcasing as much of the game as I can. Here's our boy. Our blue boy.
Looks like we have an uninvited guest.
Is that so?
A human. A woman.
I'm afraid I should ask the uninvited one to leave. That is what you want. Actually, I happen to be acquainted with that woman. A storm is approaching.
Oh, that's where he got the line from. Oh, that's good. If you've heard Virgil's theme from Devil May Cry 5, oh, I've forgotten his name. Casey, I think it's Casey Edwards. You can tell that guy is a huge Devil May Cry fan with the stuff he made for Devil May Cry 5, the music, because there are like multiple references to the past series in those tracks. Oh, I wish he kind of just got to compose all the game, because most, you know, there's, oh, I can't get focused on it right now, but there's this very specific battle theme in that game that I am not a fan of. It is really bad. Alright, so this is kind of our replacement for the Devil May Cry 1 manor. Is this crazy tower we've got here. And I do like they kind of went back to this style. Devil May Cry 2 is very linear, and most of the times when you can hang on. Ooh. They also brought this weird the long jump back, but the input's different. But outside of like opening secret missions and getting orbs, or like areas that get reused, like there's basically one way to go here. Let's use the nunchucks now. Yeah. See, enemies don't attack you from off screen. Like, definitive proof there. See? The only reason why that one attacked was because it started its attack before I moved the camera away. That's the exception to the rule. If they start their attack and you move the camera away, they will still try and attack. But, their accuracy is a lot worse. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's the fast shotgun, because this is the normal shotgun firing speed. I know you can use weapon like swapping to do like combos like this. It's not the fastest technique. The hop here, this is the one. There are certain enemies you can there we go. There are certain enemies you can really shred through by doing the shotgun hop like this. like this. And as much as like that probably seems like an exploit, this is definitely, it's hard to say. It definitely feels like if it was an exploit, they probably found it and probably just said, no, keep it, it's fine. Alright, up we go. But yeah, this kind of like weird abstract architecture. It's, I do kind of miss it because you don't really get anything like this in Devil May Cry 5. Mainly because of, you know, the story doesn't really allow it. Oh, this. I kind of wonder because so this is the PAL version, but it is running in NTSC. I do wonder if that's what kind of causes the slowdown. Yeah, triple S. Oh, I was trying to do the triple S taunt. Mistimed it. Okay, I should be able to do this game on very hard. I need to get back into the groove. Groovy. Funny actually, because I actually finally watched Evil Dead 2 last night. Man, that was a good film. And there are a lot of Evil Dead games out there, more than I thought actually. But I do not know if any of them. I'd hope there's a Devil May Cry clone Evil Dead game, but I don't think there is really. Basically, the closest to it is fucking Anarchy Reigns. I wouldn't really count Mad World. Well, maybe Mad World. I have to think about that. That's something I want to do at some point, is kind of talk more about Still Thy Soul, the future knows no bounds. Talk about what constitutes a stylish action game. And which games. Like, people like that. Sometimes people don't know if they're supposed to fit the genre or not. Because I've definitely seen that. It was a very weird discussion I had with someone once. Who weirdly was very upset that someone said that the action adventure game Darksiders 3 was a Dark Souls clone. Like, it was, well, maybe not Darksiders like clone, but it was like it played a lot like it. Even though the developers openly said, "Oh no, that's what we were going for. It was supposed to be like a Dark Souls style game." And the stamina system and the camera and the dodge were all directly influenced by it. This person in the comments was very insistent they were wrong. And I can't remember what led to this, but this led to talking about like genres and subgenres in general. And I think they brought up how they thought stylish action / character action, whatever you want to call it. I stick with stylish action. It's the best. It sounds cooler. And it seems to make a bit more sense to people who don't know it as well. And it seems to be what, like, the industry considers the official name, as far as I can tell. Oh. Whoops. I tried Style Switch. Well, that's the wrong game. Alright. Oh, I've got to stop skipping those. I'm very used to playing through these games multiple times and skipping through stuff. But they got onto a point where they were very annoyed that games like God of War weren't considered character action games or stylish action games. And I put forward that the reason for that is because it doesn't matter how good the combat is in the game, it doesn't match the four like pillars of the genre. Because, you know, good combat alone is not enough to constitute what would be considered stylish action. Because heck, I argue that Devil May Cry 2 is, for all intents and purposes, a stylish action game, even if it's a fucking terrible one. Oh, that was a bad idea. And I tried to use an analogy for them, where I said it's like the main ingredient in both cake and bread is flour, but that does not make but cakes and bread are like clearly very different food items, and no one would try to argue they're the same. They're the same kind of food, you know? This is actually one of the bosses that I think does have an elemental thing going on. Still think there are some camera issues in this game. I won't lie. I won't argue Devil May Cry 3 is perfect. As I mentioned, it's like quite rough on me physically because there's some like really demanding mashing. Where's he going? Where's he going? And they're still using like this older style camera system in most places. Like you can turn the camera in certain areas, though it's inverted camera control as well. But yeah, this shows you like the stark difference between Devil May Cry 2 and Devil May Cry 3 in terms of like a boss that is aerial, where they do actually let you like get up on the boss and attack it. And also you can see like the difference in terms of like how much damage the guns do. And bear in mind, I actually do have the guns fully leveled up. Because this is the last game where you can level up gun strength. I think it was put in there to kind of give something for Devil May Cry 2 people to latch onto if they you know, had some, they preferred that and still had trouble with this. But it really makes like barely any difference leveling up the power level of the guns. Yeah, see, this feels a bit too easy now. I might give level 3 on very hard one more try, and then I'll probably end stream. Alright. Here we go, this guy. Oh, I wanted to bring up that comment, that guy who's talking about the genre thing. Well, first I used that analogy of the main ingredient in both bread and cake is flour, but flour alone does not make either of them. Because, you know, different recipes have cakes and sugar. And then they started arguing about vegan versions. It's like, way to miss the fucking point, man. I'll have to finish that point in a sec, because this guy's here.
Tower here is very sturdy. You see?
What a clown.
Tricks will do no good.
I do love this guy, though.
Zip it, or I'll pierce that big nose.
The animation on him's so good. This is like if Squidward had a Joker arc.
And I know a thing or two about this place. That thing there is a power generator for this entire sector. In order to open the door, you need to apply a little something to it first. Do you know what that is, kid? Or is that too difficult for you?
Oh, oh, oh!
Get to the point. Or do you want to keep on dancing?
He's into it. I love it.
Actually, I prefer a sword to be my partner. May I have this dance, my lady? Bingo! That is what the something is. Remember that, kid. Write it down on your hand if you don't trust your head.
Look at him go. Oh, he loves it.
See. Thanks. You still piss me off, though.
Oh, I love that guy. Alright, how do we do? Probably a B again. Oh, wow. Look at all those bees. I'm just going to save again. Not much point, but I'm just going to do it anyway. But something else that came in that discussion that I remember. I think they tried to argue that Ninja Gaiden Black was an open world game. I think what it was is it really came off, and I noticed this from some people, that stylish action seems to be, it is considered kind of the peak of this style of gameplay, like hack and slash. And some people do get, I guess the only way I could say it is like they feel slighted, or they get upset if a hack and slash or a different kind of action game doesn't fit that genre. Kind of like it's a mark of quality, and you know, like, let's be clear here, it's all fucking subjective anyway. Some people might look at like, oh, it does the stylish action thing, it grades you, then I don't like it, it's gonna be bad, kind of thing. Okay, yeah. You can see already coming back that they're doing different attacks because I'm on this difficulty, like those red attacks. I think you do see them like later into like a normal playthrough. Woo! Oh yeah, that was a different attack there. Oh! Whoops! I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I think there's like a blue orb fragment if you go back there. Or a secret mission or something. Again, this save file has all that done now. Oh, okay, you can break those red ones. I should remember that. Come on, I want to shoot the... There we go. Okay. Let's see if we can actually do this level this time. Go for more red orb stuff. But something with genres gets so weird and defensive. Like the time I saw someone argue that Shenmue is an RPG because you play the role of the character. It's like, look, that's the most literal, context-ignoring interpretation of a meaning of a word I've ever heard. It's like, yes, I know that's what the word literally says, but in video games it means something very specific. Or they were arguing a lot of the games that Bluebird team have made were survival horror games. And I pointed out they're not, because there's absolutely no survival mechanics in them. Because they're all checkpoint based, there's no combat, there's no healing. Even they're like good ones, like it's all like hiding or like regen health and things like that. And this person unironically tried to argue, no, it's a survival horror game because you can die and you have to survive. It's like, then every fucking game is a survival game where you can get hurt. Like, Jesus Christ. Just, I know words are made up, but they do have meaning in society, and it is important to recognize those meanings. Otherwise, like, what is the fucking point of language? Oh. Oh, okay. We're doing a lot better this time. That's on me. I should have... Devil May Cry 5... Sorry, Devil May Cry 3, you do have to kind of practice. To get back into this game's groove. Okay, I gotta be careful. They've got like more range on their hits than I'm realizing. Yeah, that was a lot better, that attempt. Okay. I should be able to do this boss. I think the difference is I don't know if attacking the feet on Cerberus here actually knocks it down like it does on the other difficulty levels. That might be the change. But we'll just give it a go. Oh, I remember the end of this discussion I had is they wanted to argue that instead of calling certain hack and slash games stylish action, that incorporates the whole like combat depth, and you know, like mastery systems, the arcade level design, and speed mechanics. They were arguing that hack and slash games should be divided into efficiency-based games and combo-based games. And then I had to point out that, well, Devil May Cry would count as both of those, because it wants you to play efficiently. Like, yes, it's combo-focused, because it wants you to do combos to build up the style meter, but it wants you to play efficiently, as in don't use items, play quick, don't take a lot of damage, don't just mash the same sword combo over and over and over, like maximize your moveset. So it's like, and it really just came up as a position coming from someone who just didn't like that some people consider stylish action games to be better than other hack and slash games. But like, it's all opinions at the end of the day. You can't force someone to... Someone feels that way. And I do prefer when hack and slash games incorporate hack and slash design. They don't need to, per se. But I would be lying if I said I didn't prefer it that way. Oh, that's bad timing on my part. Okay. Let me try. Can you actually knock it down by attacking the paw? I think Trickster might actually be the better option for this mode. Yeah, I'm not sure if it can be knocked down. It just might not be able to. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm still not doing my best. Oh. Oh dear. Ah! I can do this. I know I can do this. Okay. I just gotta, like, really concentrate. I should probably just skip that first encounter. I think I am gonna use Trickster for the, Let's see, what have I got equipped? I'm gonna use Trickster for the boss there. Hang on. Whoop. There we go. The menu's a little confusing there. Yeah, I think this will be my last try, and then I'm going to end things. It'll be a short stream today, but this game does cause a bit of physical pain to play at this level. But yeah, I just think when you play on this difficulty level, if you're familiar with like Devil May Cry 4 and 5 names, this would probably be Son of Sparda mode. And I think just this boss does not get blinched when you Oh yeah, I was just gonna... Weirdly, yeah, you don't even have to do that first fight. I think I am gonna get like a lower style rank though. But whatever, I just want to get through this level now. But I plan at some point, I want to do this really cheesy presentation where I like really break down the importance of having stylish action having its own subgenre category and what constitutes it. And also the thing I always stress that's important about it is there are games that would be considered stylish action that are not hack and slash, like beat 'em up style games. Like there are third person shooters, side scrolling shooters. There's a couple of first person ones. Oh, I got to triple S there as well. Woo! I can't help it, like every time he does that. There we go. Crazy! This reminds me that there's a very small subsection. I think before kind of stylish action was really all character action. I still don't know where the term character action even comes from. Stylish action at the very least is on the back of the Devil May Cry 1 box in the US. So that name makes sense. Character action, I don't know where it came from. But there are also people that were used, and I feel like Devil May Cry 3 is probably when this term came around, where they were calling them crazy games, and specifically crazy, not crazy, crazy, like C-U-H, crazy. All right. Yeah, if all else fails, if you're having a rough time with a boss, Trickster's usually a good one to go for, just because it gives you way more opportunities to avoid attacks and move around better. Just being able to like do the air dodge is going to make this boss easier. I think my best attempt was probably when I did Trickster. Press the button too late. Oh. Yeah, I'm convinced now that on this difficulty level, this boss just doesn't get knocked down if you attack its feet. That or just the amount of damage you need to do. It's just so high, it's not worth it. Oh. Also, that attack is like way faster on this difficulty. For sure. Oh, come on, I've almost got it. Oh, I'm so nerve-wracked right now. No! Oh, that was so fucking close that time. Oh. Okay, Trickster is definitely the way to go, though. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I can feel it. I'm like leaning in the chair. Tensing too much. Okay. We can do this, we can do this. I also want to do a ranking where I just go through like my personal tier list of stylish action games. Like regardless of kind of the main genre they're in. No, I'm gonna do it based on like what I've streamed so far. I'll probably do it at the end of this though, at the end of Devil May Cry 3. Because I've only streamed like 3 of them so far. Not including this, even, so... Technically 4, we did start another game. Which, yes, I'm not sure if it does count, but it's definitely adjacent because it's literally in the Devil May Cry 3 engine. The weird Nightmare Before Christmas game that Capcom made. Oh, I'm surprised I hit. The sword charge move there gets a lot more useful in Devil May Cry 4. The charge is just so long in this one. Okay, it wasn't close enough. I was trying to go for... I got a few enemy step combos in. Curious if I can do the aerial rave one. Okay. Unfortunately, this is a weird limit. With this version of the game. Because Special Edition adds the gold mode, which lets you just continue at the boss fight. No, it does lower your rank if you do. But if you start a save file in yellow mode, you can't swap out. It's just, that's it. Oh, wait. Almost forgot, I'm going to change to Trickster. Alright. Yeah. Come on. Don't want to give this too many more tries because I kind of need the bathroom. Alright. We can do this. Just have to maybe not even go for the legs that often. If they don't even knock the boss down for 3 hits on this mode. No, it does do some damage if you attack them. It just does a very small amount. Oh, you can, yeah, you can hit those. Oh no. Okay, you can knock him over. It's just not easy. Oh. I could see though, maybe when it gets into red mode here, that's when you're kind of done. There we go, that's good dodges. Oh, oh. Yeah, I'm starting to think once it goes red here, you can't knock it over anymore. Okay, I don't want to jinx myself because this is going quite well so far. Oh. How is this the hardest part of the fight for me? There we go. Oh. We did it though. We did it. I actually did beat it on this difficulty mode. Oh. I'm like spent. Oh, I'm trying to get back into working out because I've gotten a bit. I've slacked a bit. It was really cold this winter, and I was not. Yeah, damage is gonna be real bad. That's pretty good. My average out as a B though, yes. So a lot of the weight I'd kind of like lost last year, I've ended up putting back on, but I'm getting back into it. And now after that, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough energy to fucking work out tomorrow. I will. I'm gonna commit to it now, doing 3 a week. I have like a sit-down bike that doesn't mess up my leg and back too much. Because I can use my leg a bit without hurting it. It's just if I put weight on it. And obviously if I'm on a bike that's sitting back like this, I'm not putting like my torso and upper body weight onto it. Okay. We'll leave it there. Because if I keep playing, I'm just gonna... Oh. Yeah. I know my limits of my body, the condition it is in nowadays. Oh, I stuck with it. It might be a thing of I might try and not take too much time away from this game. But I have got to finish Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, and I think that's just going to be one more stream. But oh, that's it's a major change from Devil May Cry 2, let me tell you. Just, yeah, it really feels like they probably took Trish, how Trish played the Devil May Cry 2, which was literally just most of the Devil May Cry 1 moveset imported into the engine and built off of that. But it's such a fucking turnaround, like, already. And yeah. it's hard to say. It's just it comes in and it you know, it wears its heart on its sleeve. It's immediately goofy. It's having fun. The cutscenes are all sorts of crazy or crazy, and just how much they expanded on the ideas of Devil May Cry 2 while incorporating the good ideas from Devil May Cry 3 even. You know, how they even managed to do that, like take stuff from that game and make it viable in this style. And it's suffice to say that some of the stuff this game did definitely influenced game, you know, Bayonetta, which is made by a lot of this team that worked at Devil May Cry 1. But you can feel some of the changes that Devil May Cry did with 3 ended up inspiring some of the stuff Bayonetta did, and obviously a lot of the other games out there. But we'll come back to this after I've had a lay down, because that was... I'm sorry it took me a lot of attempts there. Also, I'm gonna make sure next time to use a version running off the hard drive, just because I want to sort out those load times. I don't know if that's an issue where my disk is a bit marked up, so it takes longer to load, or what. But we'll sort that out. So yeah, next stream Thursday. I'm probably going to be doing finale of Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, unless that back like third of the game ends up being a lot longer than the rest of it, and then we'll hop back into Devil May Cry 3 and just, you know, take it from there. But yeah, if you've never played Devil May Cry 3, if you've never played any Devil May Cry game, like 3 is definitely a great place to start. And as much as those HD versions have issues, the HD version of Devil May Cry 3 is still a pretty good starting point, especially if you can play the Switch version. Though the style switching does make you immensely powerful in a way that the game was like never really intended to be. There were PC mods that did the same thing beforehand, but the fact they even like officially put it in is still really cool. Though I think it's a shame they've never looked into I was hoping that that feature would come into the other versions. It'd just be time limited, but it's still just a Switch only feature. But oh well. But yeah, I'm just gonna end things here now. I hope you enjoyed the show. I was your host, Johnny Baghead, and I'm a bit fidgety in my chair because I've drunk too much water, so I'm just gonna go. But this party's just getting started.